I think that we can actually both agree that sports isn't a game anymore. It's just entertainment.
Oh yeah, sure. That changed. I want to say that changed in the late '80s with cable television. All right, and then all of a sudden the money started getting big with the TV rights. And then you're looking at over a length of time now, we have a bunch of what I consider to be cupcakes playing in the National Football League that don't have behave because they think this is the way it's always been. And I can tell you right now that if we change the rules, all right, and we teed up and we played press covers in the line of scrimmage and we went back to the old school ways, these guys may have a little bit more respect for the game. Because, a lot of these guys are acting like divas. I can handle a bunch of guys after they score, getting together and gyrating and, because they're all doing it together and, they seem like they're really interested in choreographing all that stuff. And it's fun to watch as long as it's not protracted. But when you got guys crawling on their knees and lifting up their legs, pretending to piss on a fire hydrant, you just sit back and go, hey, dude, where are you coming from? How much of a knucklehead are you? And you see these guys that run out of teams, and they ship them to teams that can't win because these teams don't have the culture of what I consider eliminating that kind of behavior. I'm willing to bend a little bit, all right, with the celebrations in the end zones and all that. Heck, when I played, we had a coach that I played for where he told us in the beginning of the year, when you score a touchdown, I don't want to see any gyrating in the end zone. I don't want to see any dances. I don't want to be slamming a football. I don't want to see any of this because 10 other guys did their job to get you there. And all you did is do your job. This guy's a legendary coach. I won't say who he is.
Okay.
He's a household name.
Right.
But the reality is 10 other guys put you in that end zone. So don't be selfish and think it was all you. And the first game that we played, one of our best receivers caught the ball in the end zone and started doing a dance. He was released right after the game.
No kidding.
There was no ifs, ands, and buts about it. And there was never anything about it. And that's what basically is you get a better game out of it. You get guys that play harder. They play for each other. But when you have this kind of stuff going on, you're not getting the maximum performance out of your players. You're not getting guys pulling together. There are a bunch of individuals that are out there. They're independent contractors playing for money who don't understand anything about what it takes to win a championship. All they want is their money, and they think that money's going to buy them happiness. It's not. Winning is what buys you happiness.
That's true. You can make all the money in the world, but if you retire without a championship ring, then you know what? You can't buy a championship ring. You can't do it. It's a cumulative effort amongst everybody pulling together to make that goal happen. And starting from the top with the owners, the front office people, to the coaches, all the way to the players and the training staff and the doctors. And much less the VR people as well.
I've been on a few championship teams. I've also coached a team to a state championship. And the culture of everybody pulling together feeds off itself. It's like catching lightning in a bottle.
Right.
And there's just some guys that don't get it.
Right.
And, I have to laugh because it gets played out and these organizations try to minimize it because of their star players. But these guys continue to do it over and over and over again. After a while, you just got to say, got to get this cancer out of here. Because they just don't understand what it takes to win. And sometimes I look at some of the young reporters out there, and they don't get it either. And they want to sit there and go, hey, like Stephen A. He's defending, the kid from the Giants. And the guy's so impressive, I can't remember his name. I had to write it down. Because the guy means nothing to me when somebody acts like that. All right, but the reality of the situation is that, hey, look, you put your foot in your mouth, you didn't apologize, and you weren't sincere in your apology, and you want to sit there and blame everybody else, and it's not right. And you should know the difference. But when you have a culture in a locker room that doesn't tolerate that kind of behavior, let guy like T. Sizzle may come back to the Ravens because they know what they got with him. They don't have to worry about it. I can just imagine next year a team that's going to be sitting there and want to take a look at Antonio Brown. A team that's going to want to look at the running back for the Jets. The guy's so impressed with you, I can't remember his name because he hasn't made an impression upon me. Le'Veon Bell. Okay, I read about him in the media, but I'll remember your name when I see you doing something really, really terrific. Like winning a Super Bowl and being a player and playing at a big time in a championship game. Like all this other nonsense, look, you don't need to be putting on social media. You need to keep this in the house and you need to be quiet. You got Baker Mayfield calling players out about their contracts. Remember, the running back is now with the Texans, Duke Johnson, I think that's his name.
Right.
And then he also, he's talking about the team doctors. Dude, look, I don't know what your problem is, okay, but you know the kind of character this kid has because you watch him on the video. When he was in Oklahoma getting DUI, he tries to run away like a little bitch. And you sit back and go, maybe it's just his DNA.
Right.
Now, and then you have organizations that literally will hire coaches because they want their head coach to get along with their quarterback. And I'm sitting here going, dude, this is the inmates running the asylum.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Yeah. So, I think some of these guys will learn to get over the fence and dig themselves out of the hole they're in. All right? And I just think it'll send a better message to some of the young kids. But right now, it's flat out ridiculous. It's become an epidemic.
Yeah, I think some will, but Bill, unfortunately, a lot of them won't. And they're going to find themselves out of the league in a matter of a few years if they keep going. I don't care how big you are. Okay, the league is bigger than you. And the one thing I tell people, too, and one thing I tell young broadcasters that work in my system, okay, you're not bigger than the network. So if you're not going to be part of the team, call me in 20 years. You follow me? Because I don't put up with a lot of that baloney, Bill, and nor do a lot of other big corporations or anything. You have to earn your stripes, and if you do anything that crosses a line, then somebody will be there to take your place, period. You follow me? And that's what you've had to deal with in football all these years where, you're not doing your job. Somebody be ready to go ahead and take your place. A few other things I want to address before we close out the program, Bill. Obviously, when you're losing your audience, when all this stuff is happening. So, when you alluded to before that sports isn't a game anymore, just entertainment, it doesn't take much to lose your audience as the television ratings indicate. Mm-hmm. And therefore, people are turning the TV off. And myself, too, I don't watch as much of this stuff. I only watch what I have to watch, Bill. Otherwise, I would rather be surfing, getting information, researching my craft to make everything that I do a whole lot better as a result. So, one more thing I want to address, and then we'll address it in more detail at a later date. But you made a very interesting statement, okay? That the anchor companies seem like they're seeking more controversial athletes. Why don't you elaborate on that?
Well, I was watching a show a few months ago about Nike, and they had a Nike representative on there. He basically said, we don't have a position when it comes to political platforms. We just, they just go into controversial situations so they can sell product. That's all it is. And so like you just kind of sit back and go, well, that's all fine and good. So you have young kids now that they're not even in the pros yet. They're building a sneaker brand. Yeah, it's been fun to coach this kid. So you just sit back and go, hopefully he's smart enough to separate, business from ball. We used to joke around when we played ball that, the rookies would always, they met the ball club, okay, and the first thing they'd want to do is they'd go out and they want to buy a car, okay, they want to go out and spend their money, okay, and run around and get all the bling-bling and all this stuff. 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, they're getting cut because they're making mistakes in practice. so many distractions. All right, and they have a cell phone, and they don't know how to act with it at the time. And it's turned into entertainment. And quite frankly, the American public, all they want to see is guys gladiating, playing their asses off, and playing competitive and being 100% focused, not running around kissing and hugging each other after games. And it's gotten to the point now where I think, they're trying to keep a handle on it. All right, and I think that we've, kind of gotten to that point. And like I said, we're willing to let guys celebrate in the end zone, but, keep it short and simple. But we don't need guys, politicizing football games. We don't need guys getting in fights, and acting like fools, and then, disrespecting the game. We don't need guys, acting like and pulling pranks in locker rooms and stuff to get traded, or not admitting when they're wrong. And quite frankly, I think I was really offended by what that guy with the Giants did. This is how we talk in the hood, and if you don't get it, that's your fault. I could just imagine. Parcells listed that.
Well, you're open. You're open.
I don't think the player would have the balls to do that.
Wow.
Right? But that's just my personal opinion.
You talk about Parcells. What about the other coaches, Bill?
We understand the culture, but there's a time and a place. You need to put it out there. If you feel that way, talk behind closed doors with your coach.
Well, I mean, you're opening up another Pandora's box. You talk about Parcells, but what about some of these other coaches of the past that would put up with it? I don't want to get into a whole list of them, but all the old school guys would not tolerate it at all. Mike Ditka would probably beat the daylights out of them for trying to do that. Of course, Mike would beat the daylights out of anybody. Don Shula would have no part of it either. So, just a little final score, Bill, to pass on to you. The Lakers defeat the Miami Heat 113-110 tonight. So,
there's no doubt in my mind. You're watching, I have I gamble on the games a little bit. I've been doing it for a long, long time.
Right.
That's why, I work at my craft. I told you at the beginning of the year, I thought the Clippers were the best team in the league.
Right.
Because they played the Lakers right out, but LeBron and Anthony Davis made the adjustment. The Lakers are clearly the best team. I think the Heat are the second best team in the East, next to the Milwaukee Bucks. But the Lakers are, that was, the Heat are right in there with, that group of six that, can play really good basketball. The Lakers are just a solid team, but LeBron is just quietly going about doing his business.
All right, well,
And he learned a valuable lesson, too, with the business in China. So I'm glad to see that all that stuff is gone. He's focused, and we're watching guys play championship basketball.
All right.
That's what people need.
All right, but getting back to my point with the old school coaches, okay? You talk about Don Shula's, George Halas, Bill Parcells, just to name a few. They wouldn't tolerate it. And you're right. These players would be out of there very, very quickly. So, it's unfortunate that this is today's NFL. When you played, you had 2 and 3 day practices during training camp. And I covered it back then, so I can appreciate that. Any closing thoughts tonight, Bill?
Well, we're blessed to live in this country. These guys are blessed to play the game. They're basically good people, but they're going to have people that are going to further their careers by making intelligent decisions and sticking to what got them there. Then you're going to have other guys that get distracted. Their true character comes out. And in the end, they have to live with themselves because they're sitting on the sidelines not getting paid. And I'm sure that after they do this, they're going to learn a valuable lesson. And I'm hoping that the youngsters will learn from this kind of stuff on our show on how to act like a pro. And, we all support a lot of people, with what their platforms are or how they really feel. But you got to be a pro and know when to say it, when not to say it, and where to say it and how to do it. And that's the difference. And, either you're a knucklehead or you're not. Either you're a team player or you're not.
Right.
And I have a lot of confidence in the young culture today that they're going to figure it out. That pendulum's going to swing back to the middle. So we're going to have balance, and we're going to see really good sports with guys playing